What's going on, dudes? How you guys doing? I am TheeRealDuke, and welcome to this episode of my Infinite Heights Survivor multiplayer Let's Play series. I hope you guys are doing alright. So first of all, bunny. Second, we've been working on this path, kind of crawling up through the mountains to our first monastery structure that we're going to build, just so you guys kind of get an idea of where we are. There is the initial starting island over here, and then obviously the long temple that we've built is over here. Hydreigon's been filling this in, making it look sweat. There's a prototype player shop over there, and then I put another one of these large torii gates here at the end of this bridge. So I figure we just walk up this path real quick. I am going to increase my walk speed so we're not, because it is a long path here. So I have these stubs there and there that you can see, and they are going to be smaller torii gates. So I just marked those. I want to build those today. And then as we come up, right here we can break left, and this will go along the ridge line. I started laying that out, but it's still not, there's nothing to speak of there really. But then as we continue up here, I actually built a little platform here because this is going to provide us with a cool view of the ridgeline path to whatever structures we build over here. The structure that is going to go here, and the waterfall, which is new, this bridge, and then going up here, the path a little bit more. I have the beginnings of a gazebo type structure I'd like to build here. What's up, creep? What you got? You got nothing. So we're going to build that. I'd like to get to that today as well. And then we just kind of are going to walk through there. This is another spot where there's going to be some sweet views. We'll be able to see that. The torii gate at the beginning of the path down there by the bridge. Obviously there's going to be stuff everywhere here, but this is going to be a cool build. What do you guys think if I fill this in with water down here, like some kind of big mountain lake type thing? I'm thinking, I'm starting to like it. I spent like a half hour filling this in right here. I think it looks kind of cool. It's easier to see during the daytime. Anyway, let's continue on the path. Don't mean to get sidetracked. Right here you can see the silhouette as it's getting dark of a gazebo type thing. It might be a small shrine, single room shrine thing. There's a spring there that I created, and it kind of flows down real cool, comes across, and then flows down here. Now when I did it initially, what happened was it just kind of fell like right here and washed out this whole thing. So I built like this kind of overhang thing, which created this little water curtain, which I think is cool. And the structure of the water curtain kind of stand thing fits. I feel like there should be a water wheel on the end of it, but that wouldn't make any sense. I don't know if this is going to be the final form of it. The final form. I don't think the power level of this is necessarily high enough, I guess. But I think the effect that it has is kind of cool because you kind of like walk under the water. I don't know. So we have the foundation of some walls here for like to do like a rock garden type thing in there, and then we continue on up the path. And then we get up to this landing up here. What's up, creepy creeps? And probably not going to have a great effect when he's floating in water, but that's okay. The spring again comes from up there, trickles down real smooth, and then kind of splits here a little bit, which I think is cool, and heads down. So we got the bridge, and we head on up. And the path splits here, so you can go to this little shrine that'll be set up for the spring. And then we continue on this path here. And up here, I would like to build a small pagoda. Maybe 3-story pagoda. Just a little pagoda right here. And that will be good because from down here, /J, bam. From down here, it'll be like kind of sticking out right there, and then with the gazebo right there, it's going to look really neat. So that's what we got on the docket for today. I don't know how much of it we're going to get done. Here's a cool little rope bridge style thing we're working on. you know, whatevs. Anyway, I know I went through the path really rapidly, but as always, you can join me and my builds on the Infinite Heights Minecraft server. If you don't already know, jump in and work with me. play.infiniteheightsmc.com is where we be. So anyway, I just want to throw that out there. I don't think, like, we've had a couple people hop on and be like, wait, is this serious? Like, is Duke here? I'm like, yeah, I'm here. And like, are you really working on the thing? Yeah, I'm really working on it. Can I help? Yeah, you can really help. So, you know, do it. Help out. It's going to be fun. Anyway, I'm going to get working on some of these projects, and then I'll check back in with you guys in a minute. Be right back. So we have the 2 Tory gates set up. They went up pretty quickly, which is nice. I did come under some serious fire. You can see body parts laying everywhere. Not body parts, but that would be cool if they were body parts. You know what I mean. Drops, XP orbs, the like. So we head up. We come to here. Now, I don't really care for how this is a half slab above. I mean, it's nice above the surface of this. It's nice that it prevents mob spawning and stuff like that, but there's so many other places around here for them to spawn that's not really helping all that much. So I think I'm just gonna add some little zazz to the corners of these, but I'm not gonna tackle that right now. I'm gonna leave that as it is because I really want to get to this gazebo up here. So what I want to do is basically what I'm seeing is just like a symmetrical square-ish roof that will come to a peak in the middle, and then like dormers off the side. So I'm thinking dark oak, and I'm thinking stone slab trim, and then the normal orange kind of accent highlight type things. So stone slab trim like this. And then this row is actually going to be, excuse me, this row is actually going to be stairs. We'll start closing it in with stairs to increase the slope of the peak so it looks, you know, a little bit pointier here. We'll see how this looks. Just throw a piece of dirt in there. So I'm going to finish off the rest of this roof, and then I'll show you what I mean about joining these in like dormers on the sides. So what I did here was just keep the same type of slope for this little bit, pretending it was just like a part of the regular main roof for this, and that just kind of bumps up here. So now what I'm going to do is just I'm going to connect it and then smooth out the connection, and I'll show you what I mean. Check it out. So it goes here and here, so that's kind of smoothed out and smoothed in. And then I'm going to connect this one straight across, like that. What do you think? How's that look? And I'm thinking about kind of extending the roofs out a little bit more. And instead of coming down in the corner, kind of bringing them up. What I'm going to do first is use this, what we built over here, build it over here real quick, and then I'll see if I can get something cool to happen across the ridge line. Man, I am just, when they are coming down these like zigzagging slopes, I am just the worst with a bow, and I don't know why that. Anyway, look at this guy coming. They're coming from miles around. The point is, all right, here's what I ended up doing with the roof. From over, like, looking up at it, right, this kind of gradual slope I thought looked pretty good, so we went with that. I changed the pitch of the roof here to come up at the ends, at the corners, like we see happening on pagodas. So I think that looks good. I also created a gentle slope here, a gentle downward dip kind of thing happening along this side and this side. As for the ends here, what I'm thinking about doing is just a little something like this, and I need to turn my speed down for my walking speed down, just like a little dink, just like that, bing, bing, ding, ding. And then another one here. I think those look good on the ends there. And then in the middle here, I'm thinking a basic kind of thing, something like this. And I got that there. And then I was thinking maybe we'll see how this looks. So I do want there to be some zazz on the top of that, and I'm thinking that looks pretty sweet. I'm thinking that looks pretty good from down here. So I just need to add some buttons to it, which, you know, I love adding buttons to stuff. I want to see what it looks like, because it's missing a little something. It's missing a little something. So I'm going to throw these supports in, and we'll see how these look. Those add enough. I don't think they add quite enough zazz. What if we bring them to the inside too? Let's see. See how that looks. I think that's a little bit better. I think there's a little bit more interest there with those. Let's see, from like down here somewhere. Let's kill this guy first. Yeah, I'm digging that. I am digging that. The way these kind of end open like that is a little weird. Let's see if we can't. Do I have spruce over here? /J! I do indeed. So let's just plug this real quick and real smooth in this fashion. And then, what can we put in there? About an upside down dark oak stair. That'll give us a little bit of a reveal. Like that. And then we got that little kind of zazz in there. And then I can throw like a button here, make it look nice. Make it look super nice, and then we'll do that over on this side too. So I'm going to do that on this side. I'm going to go trim it out with some buttons, and then we'll bring you guys back. We'll be pretty much done. Okay, so here it is. It needs to kind of fit a very specific role. It needs to fill a very specific role where it needs to be ornate, and we need to be able to see it from a distance, but it can't be so massive that it overpowers the rest of the landscape and everything that's going on around it. We can't have that, right? Because part of what makes this area cool is the landscape. So we need it to work with the landscape. And if it's too big or gaudy or crazy looking, it's just going to obliterate the landscape. So we don't want it to do that. It's also a viewing platform, so we need it to be open. It's like 99% done, I would say. What we need to do is kind of convert a little bit of the stone that's around a lot of these stone faces to grass or dirt, so that we can get some more trees. Trees occasionally do grow right on top of rocks and stuff like that, but the majority are going to be grown out of dirt or soil or something like that. So I made a couple changes to it, a couple little adjustments. What's up, creeps? Peace. I made a couple adjustments to it. So obviously the buttons are around. I did a little design in the floor just to, just so I could miss this one back here. Just so I could just add a little bit, a little bit of zazz to say, hey, we thought about what the floor looks like. I felt like when I was walking around that without this and these things around, that it looked incomplete. That it kind of looked like, oh, we built a tiny stubby temple, but we forgot to put walls up or something like that. So I just kind of added these little details so that we know that like the sides and where the walls would be were considered, and we decided and made that conscious decision to leave them how they are. If we would have just left them open, people could have walked in and been like, did they mean to do this? Is this supposed to be, is this I think I might also, now that I'm buzzing around and talking to you guys about it, I think I might want to, does that close it off too much? Now we might close it off too much, but I think I like the little extra orange that adds. Yeah, I do. I really do. I love it. So We got the cool jazz going across the top. Got little hits of orange in there, and I think this is looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna go add a couple trees around, polish off some of this dirt, and we'll call it an episode. All right, so it is done. Now obviously the whole path isn't done yet. There's a lot of lanterns and there's gonna be little tiny shrines and little shops and little purification things and stuff around here, but there it is. We put some trees around it, and I think adding the trees completely. I added a bunch of dirt, which was easy. I just kind of grabbed a haste 2 potion, zipped off the top of the dirt, the top layer of stone, and threw some dirt in there. And while I was building the trees, the grass filled it out mostly. It's not entirely done, but anyway. So I have 2 cascading trees, this one and this one, which add greenery and kind of soften the edge, which is what I wanted it to do, but they don't obstruct the view. And that's huge, because we're building a thing that's supposed to have all these epic views in it. I also brought some up. How did I miss? I also brought some trees in along the path as we approach. I'm just making sure we're clear here. So as we're coming up, we kind of have, these low-hanging branches kind of close the space in just enough to let us know that, we're kind of walking through a really, really considered space. And then they kind of just frame the thing we made and maintain views of the landscape. So, I could have put a tree here, which would have framed this in even more, but then it would have blocked the view of the floating island and whatever kind of cool stuff we're going to build down there. I also put trees in. I didn't put any over here because it would be difficult to maintain views of this from over here if there's a tree there. And there's a lot going on down in that canyon. So for now I held off, but I thought about another cascade tree kind of in this area. But this tree I lined up with this pillar. So you couldn't really see out there anyway because the pillar's there. But from here, the tree kind of comes over and frames this in. See how I did that? See what I'm talking about? And then from here, it doesn't really, there's just this kind of generic slope right there. So it doesn't really block too much from here. But then also on this side, it creates a frame for this view here. So that's how I did it. That's how I settled in on those positions and shapes for the tree. The path remains, even the views from inside this little spot here, the path remains mostly unobstructed, so you can kind of still see down, which is pretty sweet, which is pretty cool. The best views of the canyon are from the bridge area, so you don't need to worry too much about being able to see down there. Anyway, so I think that is a pretty, we didn't change the landscape really at all. I plunked down a little structure there. I added some trees in specific locations. We gave them some pretty serious consideration in terms of their shape, and that really kind of transformed this little spot of landscape here, I think, pretty effectively. Let me know again in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about filling this in and doing some kind of mountain lake with maybe like, what I was thinking was the highest part of it would be here, and then it would like trickle down a little bit to like a lower one, to an even lower one, and then this would be like the lowest one, and then it would kind of like trickle through with like little cascade waterfalls down into there, and then it would eventually connect with the river. I think that would be cool. Let me know what you guys think about that. It's gonna be a lot of work and a lot of buckets, but if it's gonna look cool, it's gonna be worth it. So that is it for this episode. Thank you dudes so much for taking a second to check this out. I hope you found it interesting, or at least useful. Just again, join me. I'm here. Play.InfiniteHeightsMC.com. I'll see you guys there. I'll catch you guys next time. That's it for me. It's TheeRealDuke, and I'm out.